A Sick Day for Amos McGee by Philip C. Stead and illustrated by Aaron E. Stead. Okay. This book is a really lovely book about a zookeeper, Amos McGee, an old man. He's worked there all his life, and his friends, his closest friends, are the animals at the zoo, and how he's so dedicated to them. And how when he one day has a sick day, that means when he falls sick, he has the flu or cold, and how the animals miss him and what they do to make him feel better. Yeah. Now you'll notice it's a Caldecott Medal winner, meaning it's very it's an award-winning book, and it's really lovely. It's when you read it and you see the colors that they use, nothing too bright, to show almost like black and white, but not quite, to show all the illustrations. Look at that. You see more of the drawing and less of the color. Okay. Also to go with the character who's old. All very subtle, more pencil drawings. You can even show the children another book that's really bright and contrast. Show them the difference in the illustrations and how they've worked with more subtle, more hinting at color rather than bright, bold in your face, because it's a very gentle story, and so they've used very gentle colors. Okay. A Sick Day for Amos McGee. Amos McGee was an early riser. Every morning, when the alarm clock clanged, he swung his legs out of bed and swapped his pajamas for a fresh pressed uniform. What's a fresh pressed uniform? That means it's been ironed really well. Look at that. It's very nicely, freshly ironed uniform. Pressed means ironed. Similar color, isn't it? He would wind his watch and set a pot of water to boil, saying to the sugar bowl, "A spoonful for my oatmeal, please, and 2 for my teacup." And that's how he'd make his breakfast. So what did he eat? He ate some oatmeal and he'd have some tea. Belly full and ready for the workday, he'd amble out of the door. Every day, Amos waited for the number 5 bus. "Next stop, City Zoo," the bus driver would call. "6 a.m., right on time," he'd reply. Where do you think Amos works? Yeah. Amos had a lot to do at the zoo, but he always made time to visit his good friends. Yeah. Worked at the zoo, he's a zookeeper. He would play chess with the elephant, who thought and thought before making a move. He ran races with the tortoise, who never ever lost. Do you think this tortoise is very fast? He would sit quietly with the penguin, who was very shy, lend a handkerchief to the rhinoceros, who always had a runny nose, and at sunset read stories to the owl, who was afraid of the dark. The owl was afraid of the dark? One day, Amos awoke with the sniffles and the sneezes and the chills. He swung his achy legs out of bed, curled them back again, and said, "Ugh, I don't think I'll be going to work today." Look at him. Doesn't look very well, does he? Look at that nose, all red. Poor thing. You know what it's like, right? To be sick with the sniffles. Meanwhile, at the zoo, the animals waited for their friend. The elephant arranged his pawns and polished his castles. These are all chess pieces, pawns and castles. Look at the elephant. The tortoise stretched his legs and limbered up, warmed up. So, okay, I'm getting ready to race. But where's Amos? The penguin sat patiently, all by himself. The rhinoceros worried that his allergies were worsening. There was nobody to give him a handkerchief, was there? The owl perched atop a tall stack of storybooks, scratching his head with concern. Where is Amos? The animals wondered. Look at that, all looking so sad, so lost and so alone without their friend. Later that day, they stopped waiting. Look what they've done. They're leaving the zoo. Where are they going? They're at the bus stop. The bus stop. What are they going to do at the bus stop? Are they waiting for Amos there? They know that he takes the bus, I suppose. Are they waiting there? They actually got on the bus with the balloon. And that's the number 5 bus. That's the bus that Amos takes. But it's not going, it's going the other way. They came to visit Amos. Hooray! My good friends are here. Look at that. Amos is so happy to see his friends. They've all come to visit him. The elephant prepared a game of chess. Amos thought and thought before making a move. This time it was his turn. The elephant made his move and Amos is like, I'm tired, I'm sick today, I'm taking my time. I'm too tired to run races today, Amos said to the tortoise. Let's play hide and seek instead. The tortoise hid inside his shell. Amos beneath his covers. Look at that. Amos yawned. I could use a nap. The penguin sat quietly, keeping Amos's feet warm. Achoo! Amos awoke with a sneeze. The rhinoceros was ready with a handkerchief. There you go. But what about the owl? I'm beginning to feel much better, thank you, said Amos to his friends. He swung his legs out of bed. Perhaps we'll share a pot of tea. And they've all made tea together. There's Amos, they're serving him, look at that. They've got the tea and the sugar. He's boiled the tea, putting it in a cup, bringing the milk, all sitting together. Amos wound his alarm clock. It's getting late, he said. After all, we have a morning bus to catch. So Amos said good night to the elephant, and good night to the tortoise, and good night to the penguin, and good night to the rhinoceros, and good night to the owl, who, knowing that Amos was afraid of the dark, read a story aloud before turning out the light. And they all went to sleep together in the room. The end. So at the end of this book, you can speak to them about how friends help each other. And when you do something for someone, when you're kind and you're always there, that you may not know right there and then that they appreciate it, but later on when you need them and they're there for you and they're helping you out, that's how they'll show their appreciation, by being there for you, just as the animals were there for Amos McGee. Thank you.